Hello everyone, welcome you all. Let's start another session of the chapter Reaching the Age of Adolescence. Let's start this session. In this session we will discuss about the endocrine system. First I want to tell you about the endocrine system. In the previous session I discussed about a word gland. So I told you that gland basically a kind of cells which release something. So this system is related to that gland. The endocrine system is a system of glands that involve the release of chemicals called hormones. I told you that gland release something. So in endocrine system, the glands release a chemical and that chemical is known as hormones. So what are hormones? These are the chemicals released by glands. Endocrine glands are also known as ductless gland. Ductless gland. Basically, glands are of different type. Some secrete with the help of a tube-like system called duct. Some secrete directly into blood and some have both the kind of pattern. But in your course, only those glands are there which do not contain duct. That means they give their secretion directly into blood. They give their secretions directly into blood, and because they do not contain any duct, so that's why they are known as ductless glands. As they do not have any ducts of their own, they pour their secretions directly into the bloodstream. The endocrine system regulates metabolism, growth, development and puberty of the body. That means all these functions are controlled by these glands, or you can say are controlled by the hormones released by these glands. It also plays a part in controlling your mood. Yes, whenever you are in a good mood, they control that. Whenever you are in a bad mood, you are feeling very low. So that is also controlled by these glands. This is the system, endocrine system. You can see the location of different glands into the body. So this is endocrine system. The major glands that make up the human endocrine system include hypothalamus. See, this one is hypothalamus in the brain. Then pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, adrenal, pineal and the reproductive glands, ovaries and testes. You can see here. Pineal gland is also in brain. Pituitary gland in brain. Parathyroid and thyroid gland in throat, you can say neck region. Thymus gland, this one. Adrenal gland just above the kidney, this one is kidney and they are just above it. Pancreas, it is in the stomach. Kidney also, not kidney is not a gland, but kidney is showing the position of adrenal gland. As I told you, just on the top of the kidney adrenal gland is present, and if a male is there then testis, but if a female is there then ovary. Obviously if male then no ovary, if female that means no testis. One of the hormones released by the pituitary gland is the growth hormone, and as the name indicates, growth hormone, it regulates the growth and development of the body. What they regulate? Growth and development. The thyroid gland release thyroxine. So thyroxine is basically the hormone, the chemical which is released by thyroid gland. And what is its function? It regulates the metabolic rate of various body functions. Metabolic rate, that means these are the some you can say kind of chemical reactions. Some reactions takes place in the body. Those reactions are metabolic reaction and they control those reactions. If enough thyroxine is not released by the thyroid gland may swell up and cause a bulge in the neck region. If thyroxine is not secreted in sufficient amount, means the amount of thyroxine is low, then thyroid glands swell up and a bulge in the neck region, and this disease condition is called goiter. इस condition को बोलते हैं goiter. It usually occurs due to the deficiency of iodine in the diet. आपने अधिकतर एड में देखा होगा टीवी में कि क्या आपके खाने में नमक है, क्या आपके नमक में आयोडीन है. So what is the importance of iodine? Iodine is important for the thyroid gland to release thyroxine in sufficient amount. So usually, they are not saying always, but usually the reason of goiter is less amount of thyroxine, which you can say if you are taking proper iodine, then you may not suffer this kind of disease. Insulin, another hormone, it is released by pancreas. What is its function? It lowers the blood glucose level. That means the glucose which is present inside our blood, it lowers that. तो ये blood के अंदर sugar को कम करता है. If it is not secreted in sufficient quantity, सोचिए अगर ये sufficient quantity में secrete नहीं हुआ तो blood के glucose के level को control नहीं रखा जाएगा और वो बढ़ जाएगा. So the person is suffer from the disease called diabetes. It is a very common disease nowadays, but it is dangerous. Diabetes common तो है पर dangerous भी है बहुत ज़्यादा. तो जिनके अंदर इंसुलिन प्रॉपर अमाउंट में नहीं रिलीज होता उनको डायबिटीज हो जाती है. The adrenal gland are tiny organs that are located on top of each kidney. They release adrenaline. So hormone is adrenaline, gland is adrenal gland. And what is the function? A hormone which controls the response of the body to stressful situation. जब भी हमें कोई स्ट्रेसफुल सिचुएशन का सामना करना पड़ता है तो हमारी बॉडी में ये रिलीज होता है और ये हमारी उस स्ट्रेसफुल सिचुएशन को कंट्रोल करता है. दे ऑल्सो रिलीज हॉर्मोन्स विच रेगुलेट द मिनरल लेवल इन द ब्लड. हमारे ब्लड में जो मिनरल्स हैं उनके लेवल को भी कंट्रोल करता है. सो दीज आर द हॉर्मोन्स दैट वी हैड डिस्कस्ड एंड द सेम role of hormones in completing the life cycle of frog and insect. In previous session we had in the previous chapter basically we discussed about metamorphosis, so it is related to that area. You have already studied the life cycle of the frog in the previous chapter. In a frog, the tadpole, which is a larval stage, hatches from the egg and passes through various stages to become an adult. This transformation from a tadpole to a frog is known as metamorphosis. So metamorphosis is a phenomena in which an adult frog will form from a tadpole. The hormone thyroxine produced by the thyroid gland of the frog. फ्रॉग के अंदर भी थायराइड ग्लैंड है और उससे थायरोक्सिन रिलीज होता है. It is essential to carry out this process. It means मेटामॉर्फोसिस सही से चले, सही से वो टेडपोल फ्रॉग में कन्वर्ट हो, इसको रेगुलेट करती है थायराइड ग्लैंड बाय द रिलीज ऑफ थायरोक्सिन. सो ऑब्वियसली बिकॉज थायराइड ग्लैंड विल वर्क इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ आयोडीन, सो आयोडीन इज नीडेड फॉर द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ थायरोक्सिन. It is made available by the water in which the tadpoles are growing. नॉर्मली वहां पे होता है, लेकिन अगर आप उस वाटर के अंदर आयोडीन की कमी कर दोगे जिसमें टेडपोल एडल्ट फ्रॉग में कन्वर्ट हो रहा है, सो इन दैट कंडीशन मेटामॉर्फोसिस विल नॉट टेक्स प्लेस एंड द टेडपोल विल नॉट कन्वर्ट इनटू एन एडल्ट फ्रॉग. Insects also undergo metamorphosis. To change from larval to adult form, this is regulated by the relevant insect hormones produced by some cells in their brain and endocrine glands located elsewhere in their body. So here we had discussed that frog also contains some gland which release some hormone and these hormones control their metamorphosis process. In the same, insects, either we are not saying that they are having the thyroid gland, but they contain some kind of cells in their brain which secrete a hormone, and this hormone regulate metamorphosis in that insect. And also they contain some endocrine glands in their body. In the next session, we will discuss the next topic of this chapter. So have a nice day. Goodbye.